Cowboys Report Mailbag time here. I am Tom Downey answering all of your questions live on the Cowboys Report if you use hashtag Cowboys or Super Chatted, and of course if you are subscribed. First Super Chat coming in from Brett Alstein. Am I the only one scared of this next season? Yeah, we have Dak, but he can only do so much. Yeah, I get it. The way the year ended left such a sour taste in so many people's mouths, where they came out a little flat against the Niners. They tried to rally. The offense couldn't run the football. It did not end very well. This is a pivotal season for the Cowboys, especially head coach Mike McCarthy. And if we're being honest here, do we think the Cowboys roster on paper is better than what it was last year? I kind of don't think that it is, to be honest. From Roy Williams, do you believe Joe Philbin is the right guy who can fix Tyron Smith's technique? You might have seen the video of Philbin talking about how he doesn't like to coach hand usage in season. It's not great. I have concerns about Joe Philbin. He had earned my respect with the glow up from Terrence Steele and had lost it by the end of the year because you're rotating linemen mid-game, which I think is stupid and never should do it in the NFL. You are swapping out your left guard constantly. You injected this level of uncertainty and chaos on your offensive line, a group that needs continuity year over year to do better, or even season to season, game to game, and that was not there. So Smith's got immense upside. I am worried about Philbin being the right guy to fix that, to be honest. From Vince, I think the Cowboys will replace Zeke and Pollard in next year's draft. I mean, I bet they replace one of them in the draft. I think there is a non-zero chance that one or both of Tony Pollard are having their final years as members of the Cowboys. Zeke's contract is a lot easier to get out of next year, and Pollard will be a free agent, of course. From David Johnson, would you trade Tyron Smith now after drafting Tyler Smith? No, I would not. And a couple big reasons why. Number one is I need my offensive line to still be good. If I trade Tyron Smith, who's my left tackle? Who's my left guard? I genuinely don't know if Tyron Smith can hold up day one or even day 365 at left tackle. He needs a lot of technique work there. So am I playing Josh Ball? He didn't play at all last year. Am I signing a new player? Why am I opening up a hole on my offensive line and getting rid of an admittedly injury-prone player, but when healthy is still a really good football guy? So, no. Tyler Smith, in the ideal world, is your long-term replacement for Tyron Smith, but that should not be the case outside of injury in year one. When it comes to trading players away, who do you want it to be? Who are you like, I'm done, I don't want this guy anymore? I'd say keep it somewhat realistic if possible, but I know how the comment section gets. So have some fun down there at the pinned comments of today's video. If the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. While the ad plays, let me know a player you want to trade away. Magic Lopez, will the Cowboys repeat as division champs? There is the NFC East curse, where it is almost impossible for you to repeat as division winners. It's the Cowboys, then the Eagles, then the Cowboys, then the Giants, Eagles, and every now and then the Commanders win an NFC East title. So they are the betting favorites. They should repeat. But you're going to have a lot of your head coach, and Mike McCarthy, is going to have to keep your team locked in because there's going to be a lot of outside noise after every single loss about, Sean Payton. That's going to be a distraction for this team. From Micah Parsons, how good am I? Really friggin'? And that's an understatement. Parsons' rookie year blew, I think, everybody out of the water. Of course, this is probably not the real Micah Parsons. If it is, cool, happy to have you here, Micah. Parsons, if you're like building on like a rookie contract defensive player, probably at minimum in your top 5 who you take, i.e. not Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, etc. From Big Phil, next year's draft, what position do we target round 1 again? O-line, possibly edge. I never rule out edge because Jerry Jones loves his war daddies. You should be fine at receiver in terms of the round 1 pick unless Gallup does not come back healthy. You could revisit center, one of your tackle spots, or guard, depending on how Steele and the Smiths all play together. Tight end absolutely is one with Dalton Schultz set to be a free agent. Defensive tackle, depending on how guys like Osa and Gallimore break out. Can't rule out linebacker if Jabril Cox does not impress. You see how the corners fare. You could always consider that. Your safeties are under contract, so you're probably fine there. And don't rule out running back, because there are some good ones, I think, next year, and your top 2 guys are going to be free agents. Are you a member of the Noti Gang here at Chat Sports? What that is, it means your notifications are set to all. Only about 20% of you actually are. It's a very small number. You might think you're a part of the Noti Gang, but you're not actually. You should get a push sent to your phone, a push notification, every time a video pops out. So go check. Hit the button, the bell button where you subscribed the first time, and make sure it's set to all instead of personalized. And if you are part of the Noti Gang, then type in me in the comment section right now. From JG, sleeper on defense for 2022. Okay. Does Donovan Wilson count as a sleeper? Like, we were all hyped about him entering last year, and then he ended up being safety 4 for the organization. So I'll mention Donovan Wilson, and maybe you get a nice little breakout year 2 from Chauncey Golston, kind of an overlooked man on that defensive line edge rushing rotation unit. For Voken, which rookie do you think will help us out the most, and which rookies do you think will be busts? If you mean like year 1, I don't think long-term I like Damone Clark. I know Stephen Jones says he thinks he'll play in the first season. I'm not so sure. I'm not banking on a year 1 impact from Damone Clark. Beyond that, I think your top 3 picks, in no particular order, D. Williams, my bad. D. Williams, Jalen Tolbert, and Tyler Smith. You need those guys, if not to start, to play heavy rotation roles in certain packages. From Joe Bentley, are you satisfied with our wide receiver core? If not, what do we do? I will feel a lot better about the receiving core by the time we get to like week 7 or so, as Jalen Tolbert gets more up to speed in life. Remember, I think there's some similarities between Tolbert and Gallup, and it took Gallup about half a year to get adjusted life in the NFL. Could be something similar for Tolbert. Gallup might not be ready week 1. I am a little bit worried about a potential week 1 unit of CeeDee Lamb, rookie Jalen Tolbert, and James Washington. So I wouldn't mind another veteran addition, but you've got a lot of guys on your roster in Simi Fehoko, Noah Brown, TJ Vasher, other recent and this year UDFAs. So I wouldn't hate a veteran, but the veteran's also going to go, okay, so I'm here for 6 weeks, then I get benched. So it's a tricky balancing act there because we don't think Gallup's going to be ready for week 1. If you want to be on future Dallas Cowboys mailbags, then subscribe. We do these mailbags live here on the Cowboys Report, so you should be subscribed. That way you can tune in on Thursdays for our live shows. From Vince, is there a player in this year's class, in this year's Cowboys draft that comes close to Micah's ceiling? Look, Micah's ceiling is one of, if not the best defensive player in the NFL. So I don't think we should ever expect that level of player, to be honest. Like, Tyler Smith has got great upside as to being a long-term starter on the offensive line. I also wouldn't expect him to be a future Hall of Famer like Tyron Smith or Zach Martin. If I could get, like, consistent out there Lyle Collins, I'd be really happy. I think if you're looking for a Micah each and every single year, you're going to be disappointed even if you get, say, a CeeDee Lamb level of play out of your round 1 pick. That's been a good pick for the Cowboys. Just hasn't been the greatest pick in franchise history yet. From Sammy Slaps, is this Zeke's last year, or could he be a post-6-1 cut? Again, that's no. Or trade either, because I know that's what people always ask about there. Zeke's, I think, is on this roster. And the Cowboys have not restructured his contract yet. If we get to week 1 and the Cowboys don't adjust his deal, tell you what, folks, that means this might be Zeke's last year. Now, his contract, who wants this in a trade? Nobody. I would be shocked if you even found a team interested in Zeke, even if he were free at that contract. Because Zeke, the past couple years, has not been the same guy. 2018, he averages 4.7 yards per carry, then 4.5, then 4.0, then 4.2. And yes, the offensive line gets at least a decent amount of the blame for that. You're also paying Zeke a lot of money. So this is, I'm going to group Ezekeil Elliott into what I call the future problem group we had for guys like Amari Cooper and DeMarcus Lawrence last year. This is a future problem. He's on your team this year. Next year, it's a different conversation. Now, what would you do with Zeke after the 2022 campaign? Type K for keep no matter what, type D for dump, or if you want to take the wait and see approach like I'm more interested in, type W for wait. From Dusty Rhodes, who will have a better season, Osa or Neville Gallimore? Really hope they break out next year. Yeah, I need one of those guys to break out in year 2 or 3. For 2 for Osa, 3 for Gallimore. I want and need a disruptive 3 technique. Both guys have shown flashes at various points. Gallimore when healthy, Osa early on there, then kind of cooled off. I need someone to step up and be your consistent stud on the interior of that defense line. That's the one big thing this defense is missing. From Lance Dunbar's burner, who's our dark horse draft hero in year 1? Honestly, it's that UDFA kicker, isn't it? It's Jonathan Garibay. That's who I think it is. He wins you a couple games, doesn't suck like Zerline did too often. I think that's your dark horse hero. He's a UDFA. If you want a draft pick, give me John Ridgeway, the Arkansas defense lineman, because fatties only will never die. From Vamsi Krishna, what is Tyler Smith's player comp ceiling and floor technique-wise? Ooh, okay. Does he have higher potential than the top 2 tackles this year to be the best tackle in the league? I think it's still pretty clearly Evan Neal and Ika Mekwonu over Tyler Smith from an upside perspective, but Smith could be in that conversation with the immense traits that he has. The floor for me, in terms of like what he could end up being, is Greg Robinson, who was an early round pick by the Browns, never quite got things figured out. That was a bit of a problem for him, and he ended up being a pretty big draft bust. If he does get it figured out, how about someone who's played guard and tackle in the NFL? How about Elton Jenkins out of Mississippi State, who's been a guard, can play tackle for you? Beyond that, someone like a Jason Peters, who has mostly been a tackle, but that's like the ceiling we're talking about, like in a very elite left tackle. But the floor is very low because the technique needs a lot of work at this point. I want you guys to get in the comments section and grade the Cowboys offseason so far. I want you to be honest with me in the comments. A, B, C, D, or F. Giuseppe Crocker, great name, my friend. Do you think they will run 3 receivers or 2 tight ends more? I would say 3 receivers, but with Smith at left guard, maybe they will run more. Your thoughts? I mean, the point of adding Smith at left guard is so that you can run the ball when you need to. Frankly, I believe that spreading out the offense and going 3 wide makes it easier to run the football, because instead of having that extra safety linebacker in the box, now it's a nickel corner outside. I want to spread the defense up and open and then run the football up the middle when they dare you to. They dared you to last year, and your offensive line couldn't do it. So I still think this team at its core is going to be an 11 personnel. That's, 3 receivers, 1 running back, 1 tight end base look. Nate Lopez, how confident are you on Matt Waletzko, the 5th round pick? There's a lot of upside there with Waletzko as a potential right tackle for you. I think that is the likely outcome for the hitting is he can be a starter for you. There's a lot of athletic traits there. Big time adjustment coming, but you got to be patient with it on that standpoint there for Matt Waletzko. Do not expect instantaneous things coming from North Dakota. The traits, super appealing. If we did not get to your question, you can blame producer Jeremy, but my DMs are open at WhatGoingDowney, so hit me up there with any and all Cowboys questions that you have.